Hi everyone and welcome to Guru Nick's Moments of Wellness. I've changed it from 1 minute of wellness to moments of wellness because I just can't seem to get everything out in 1 minute. I spoke to a few friends and they were laughing at this, going it's a lot more than 1 minute, so I'm changing it to moments of wellness. I hope you guys get that joke as well. So today's topic is finding your legacy. So what do I mean by legacy? Legacy is something that you just, are passionate about, something that really inspires you in doing. So it could be, the chosen field of work that you do, or it could be maybe, just a hobby that you do and you really, really enjoy doing it. Whether it's reading books, whether it's, speaking in groups, or whether it's, keynote presenting, whether it's, being a really good mechanic and you're enthusiastic by it, whatever it may be, it's about finding out, what you really want to do on this planet, or maybe what you're chosen to do on this planet. For me, it's taken me about 40 years to really understand that I love being with people. I love sharing my message. It's like a universal message that I have, and I like, helping people understand and basically excel in their lives. So getting the best out of people by inspiring them to take action and just to really move forward and get the best out of their life. So I'd really can say that I'm obsessed with, helping clients get clear about who they are and what they are and maybe what they're meant to be doing by, getting them in touch with what their needs are and what their wants are. So what I've done is I've put a list together on some different ideas that may be able to inspire you to get the best out of you and hopefully find out what your legacy is. So I want you to think about it, that it's like a jigsaw puzzle. At first, getting all this data together seems a little bit fragmented. In other words, the pieces are everywhere. But as you start to put piece by piece together and maybe meditate on some of the ideas that you have, you'll start to see that the sum of all the little bits and pieces starts to create the whole, and then using your what's called emotional intelligence. In other words, really seeing how you feel about when you're in that space or when you're thinking about it, ends up putting everything together, and it starts to get a lot clearer for you to move forward with. So number one is find out what inspires you. Tap into that energy that's inside us, that when you feel good about something, that if you've had a great day at work, and you've contributed, that makes you feel good, or that if you've got a hobby, and you really, really enjoy being there, whether it's video gaming, or whether it's painting little toy soldiers, or whether it's walking in the park with the dog, it just makes you feel good. So it's about finding out really what inspires you. The word inspiration is to be in spirit. So when we're in spirit, it means that there's energy that flows through us and makes us feel good. And that's called emotional intelligence. When you feel good about something, or when you feel bad, or you just get that gut feeling that, you're not feeling too good about a certain idea or a certain venture. Number two is believe in yourself and get educated. The education process is critical. A lot of people go into something that they think that this is what they want to do, but they're not educated enough on the subject. I have a lot of clients saying, look, I want to, get into a new job. I said, okay, how much research have you done on that job? And they're like, well, we haven't, I've just read a few books and, it's about it. It's important that you get as much, data on the chosen field, so then you can make a decision based on information that you've learned, and then you can see whether it's right or wrong for you before you commit at a high level. And believing in yourself is critical as well. If you know deep down that this is what you're meant to do, or if you know deep down this is what makes you feel really good, and you're passionate and you're inspired about it, this is a massive, massive key step for you. I've got a few questions as well that may help you with it as well. And number one is this in line with your values? In other words, are your values in line with this legacy or the chosen field that you want to do? By the way, a legacy is also what you're leaving as a contribution to this planet and to the people that are on it as well. Number two, would you be happy to leave it, to do it for nothing? Would you gladly do, and contribute the time, whether it's volunteering and that's your legacy, whether it's, helping others, whether it's maybe being a foster parents or whatever it might be? Would you do this for nothing? Personally, the work that I do, I'd love to do it for nothing, but interesting enough, I've got to pay the bills as well. Number three, do I do it full time or part time? Is it more a hobby for me, or is it more that, I really want to commit and do this full time? For me, it's about doing it full time. There's a greater passion than just doing it part time. Another step would be is to think about it a lot. So in other words, the more passionate I become about a chosen field, the more I keep thinking about it and draw it to my attention more. Talk about it, get excited about it. What this does is it starts to pull this into your experience. In other words, let's say if you're buying a new car, it's interesting because usually there's millions of those cars on the road, but until you actually start to think about buying that new car, you don't really notice them. But then what you start to see is you start to pull that into your attraction and you see them everywhere. That's because you've got what's called a reticular activation system. And that starts to bring everything all that awareness into your senses. So, the next step is have faith and trust the process. Rome wasn't built in a day. It took a little while to get that done. So it's important to understand that manifestation of a legacy or something that you're meant to do on this planet usually takes a little bit of a process to get going. So just have fun, trust it, and make sure you enjoy yourself in the process of that. I hope you enjoyed Moments of Wellness. Until next time, have a great life.